The book of Genesis contains the creation of the world and some memorable figures. Let's take a look. The book starts off by talking about how God created heaven and earth. God created the animals of the air and of the land. God created a person to take care of the things he made. The person that God created is named Adam. When God created Adam, he saw that it was not good for a man to be alone, so God created Eve, so she can be with him.
God gave Adam and Eve control over everything he made except for one thing. That was the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. One day Eve was told by a snake to eat from the tree, and the snake told her that she will become like God. So then Eve took from the tree of knowledge of good and evil and ate it, and then she gave it to her husband. And then they realized that they were naked and tried to hide from God. So one day when God was in the garden, he called for Adam and Eve because he could not find them. Then Adam answered God and said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked and hid. Genesis 3:10.
Next in Genesis 6, we heard the story of Noah, where God told Noah, the end of all flesh has came before me, for the world is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make yourself an ark of wood. Make room in the ark and cover it inside and out. And then after the ark was complete, Noah was told to take male and female of every animal. God sent rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. And the earth was covered in water, and everyone was wiped off the face of the earth except Noah and his family.
Sarah, Abraham's wife, is another character we see in Genesis. She believed she could not give birth at such a great age, but God said she will give birth because God is great and nothing is impossible for him. And therefore Sarah gave birth to Isaac.
Fast forwarding to Genesis 22, God decided to test Abraham, and Abraham replied and said, Here I am. Then God said, Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains which I shall tell you.
Isaac, the son of Abraham, was a loyal follower of Christ, and he followed in Abraham's footsteps. He later on married Rebekah, and they had twins named Esau and Jacob. Isaac favored Esau, a hunter and outdoorsman, while Rebekah favored Jacob, the more sensitive brother. Jacob was the brother of Esau and the son of Isaac, and is known for stealing the birthright from his brother Esau and running away after that. He also wrestled with Christ until he blessed him. Jacob became Israel after he wrestled with God, and his sons became the 12 tribes of Israel, which later lead them into Egypt.
Fast forwarding to Genesis 37, the story of Joseph. Joseph was beloved by his father, but because he was so beloved by his father, his brothers started to hate him. Then one day Joseph went to play with his brothers, but then his brothers made fun of him, and then they pushed him into a hole. Then his brothers came back to him, but they sold him into slavery. Then while in prison, he asked to explain to Pharaoh a dream he had. Then he went to Pharaoh, and he made him a ruler over everything, because he did something good for Pharaoh.
As we see in the book of Genesis, God's creation of heaven and earth and the loss of great people show just how important the first book of the Bible truly is.